I spoke to Angela after everybody met, and then she sent over new terms in regards to Dolores staying until August 31st. So my understanding because once again, I wasn't there for any of the conversations.
Yeah, she's gonna stay.
Okay.
She's gonna stay that long.
Okay, so I just want to make sure I understand this, because this is what was advised to me. And so once again, because my understanding was, based on every conversation you and I had, and based on conversations that you and Dolores had, that caused the addendum in the first place, was she was going to be out July 31st. So July 31st, she goes there, Angela goes there. Hold on. So Angela goes there. Dolores says to Angela, the first words that come out of Dolores' mouth is, she's never heard of July 31st, and she never was told July 31st one time. That's literally the first thing that Dolores says. And that's just not true, but so it's neither here nor there at that point.
He's at lunch right now.
So, long story short, there's now a new addendum that's been sent, okay? And the addendum is essentially a lease now that is a lease that goes to August 31st, that you are essentially the tenant to August 31st. So now it's $2,000 a month, July 31st and to August 31st. And then there's also going to be an additional $2,000 deposit in case it extends over past August 31st. So there's going to be a $6,000 holdback in escrow just to make sure that everything's okay. And but at the same time, Dolores moves out earlier than this, all that money's getting refunded back to you. So she moves out in the middle of August or the middle of July or whatever it's going to be, all this money's getting refunded back to you. And so everything is told to you. So that you were sent an email through DocuSign. So I don't know what type of phone that you have. If you have a iPhone, if you have an iPhone, or if you have a new phone, new type of Google phone or anything like that that has emails in it. But it's a very simple process that allows for you to open up emails in your iPhone. And in it, when you open up the email, there's a yellow box in it that says review document. And when you click on that yellow button that says review document, it opens up the document. So when you do that, I can tell. I can actually tell you've opened up these documents, Christian. So every time you open up the document, it gives me a status that shows that you open it. So when you open up the document, I can tell that you do that. And all you have to do is scroll down and click where it says sign here. And every time that you click where it says sign here and date here, that's the equivalent of your signature. So you've done that before. So you've done that on 2 sets of documents throughout this process. It's just for some reason or another, you're not able to do that on all of them. But when you click on the yellow box in the email and it says review document, when you click on it, it goes to the document, then you just scroll up like you're reading a news article.
Okay, 4 minutes to get a refund at 51, I'm waiting.
As soon as you do that, you're going to see a part that says sign here or date. Once you click it, it's going to automatically send you to the next one. So if it's something you want to do like that, you can do it like that. If it's something where it's too much of a challenge to be able to accomplish that, I understand. The same documents were sent to you as a PDF that you can print out and sign anywhere that your name is on it, or anywhere that it says tenant signatures on one document or seller signature on the other set of documents.
¿Sí entendió, Cristian?
Sí, pero el problema es de que yo no sé cómo. I don't know how to sign that thing over the phone.
Okay. Then, if you want, I'm actually unavailable till Monday. So if you want, there's two different ways we can do it. If you want, you can go to. If you want, then we can just wait till Monday.
Okay.
Yeah, that's going to be the next time I'm going to be available to be able to meet in person. So, do you prefer, what time in the morning do you want to connect on Monday?
No, it has to be in the afternoon. I have to work from 6 in the morning to 2 p.m.
Okay. My suggestion, Christian, I know you have to work from 6 in the morning to 2 p.m., but I would probably, if it was me, on this transaction at this point, I would probably make this maybe a little bit of a priority at this point. I know you. I just would, and I would probably have it where you would or you can print it out and drop it off at our office early in the morning and just slide it under. Or yeah, I would at this point, or print it off at Kinko's and I can have somebody grab it from you somewhere, and maybe meet you somewhere over this weekend, if you want. But I would definitely try to have this where it's done over the weekend. Because I think at this point we need to have it needs to be met with a little bit of urgency, because what happened on Friday has made the buyers very, very anxious. And I've seen these types of situations where buyers hold almost 25% of the sales price, because they're concerned with how the tenants react. And so, yeah, and I just, me personally, like I actually have a deal, I've done a deal before with a professional athlete who was the tenant. I don't know if you're a sports fan or not, but the guy's name was Keyshawn Johnson. He was a famous USC football player, the #1 draft pick, and he was a tenant of a house. The house was a $10 million house, and he was a tenant, and he refused to move out. Next thing you know, he had a giant party, and Dolores left a very, very, very bad impression with these buyers. A very bad impression. And so they do not trust her at all. And they do not trust how she acted. They do not trust her doing anything good, anything fair. They do not trust her taking care of essentially their house. And so you have to understand that their house is in the possession of somebody who doesn't act like an adult, who doesn't act like an adult, doesn't act like a professional, doesn't act like anything like that, walks away from them, interrupts them, says, you don't need to talk to me any way you want. And it's like, it's a really, like, I had to talk them out of holding out a significant amount of money. And so all they're saying is, please get us this stuff quick so we can just get this thing over and done with. And now it's, hey, it's them waiting. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the conversation I had afterwards. Is now they're saying July 31st, and all Dolores said the entire time before you got there, Christian, because they were expecting you to be there at 6 o'clock. You show up there at 7 o'clock, is all Dolores said was, everybody's a liar for an hour. And literally all she said is, everybody's a liar for an hour. And that, they're just like, and I had to have a conversation with the real estate agent the entire time. And I'm like, look, that's not what happened. The reason the date of July 31st happened is because the woman told me, because you have to remember, Christian, after we signed the contract, you specifically told me, do not talk to Dolores. So I don't know what conversations you had with Dolores. So if the conversation between you and Dolores was, I'm not moving out July 31st, I don't know that. I don't know. If the conversation between you and Dolores was, hey, don't worry about it, I don't know. I can't speak to that. I don't know what that is. But whatever happened in the 1 hour I wasn't there yesterday, I can tell you right now, that impression that happened with Dolores was not a positive one. And I had to talk these people out from holding a significant amount of net profit for you till that woman's out of the house. And that's the part where it's uncomfortable for me, because Dolores makes it seem like I'm kicking her out of her house. And that's not the case. All I've done is solid for you, Christian. And everyone's acting like, hey, no one wants to talk to Dave. All I've done is a good job for you. And all I've done is communicate whatever information is being provided to me. That's all I've done. And so now it's like, if you want to wait till, however we want to get this documentation to them, it's up to you. It really, really is. It really is. If you want to get it, if you're having challenges with clicking through the e-sign, I understand. I'm not actually in town right now. I wasn't prepared to have more addendums signed for this. I really wasn't. I thought this was I thought this was a done deal. I didn't realize that we were going to have more issues going on. I really didn't. This is the last thing that I was prepared to have to deal with, is more issues with this. So now we're having more stuff to take care of. So I'm telling you, if you have a laptop at home, e-signing this stuff is not hard. If you only have a iPhone or a Google or anything like that, please take some time aside, not while you're on the phone with somebody, and try to click through it, because I have proof that you've done it in the past. So please just click. Okay.
So I'm gonna go on Monday to sign the paper.
Okay. Please.
I'm gonna go on Monday.
You're saying at 2:00 in the afternoon?
I get off at 2:00 in the afternoon.
I think you should do it earlier in the morning. I think you should take the day off of work, or at least before you go to work, earlier in the morning. All you're doing
I start working at 6 to 2.
I think you should. You do what you think is best. I'm advising you, Christian, to do this, because I'm advising you. You know what I'm going to do? We're going to have the documents at escrow. They're going to be at escrow, okay? And then you can have them signed to escrow, okay? Because you have additional documents to sign there too, because you're going to have to sign the escrow holdback docs too. So we'll have all the documents at escrow for you, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna go there on Monday, okay?
Okay. Take care, Christian.
Okay.